Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to Peachy Pilates, starting your day with me. We're going to do a nice stretch here this morning, Pilates-based, but really focusing on that length, slowing things down, finding our breath. I'm Lindsay. We're going to get started here just standing on the mat. Feet are right underneath the hips. Know that this stretch is not only for the morning. Maybe you just finished a long run, maybe another video, maybe you're ready just to slow things down, take a rest today. Anytime is just fine. Let's take a big breath in, reach the hands up overhead. Take in as much good energy, as much fresh air, sunshine as you can this morning. Stretch the fingertips up a little higher. Feel the ribs lift up off the hips. And then on the breath out, just bring the hands right back down by your sides. Breath in, fill up, reach up, maybe look up between the fingertips here. Exhaling to let that go. One more time, big inhale, reach up. This time the hands stay up. On the exhale, you're gonna dive forward like you're diving into a pool in front of you. Rolling down one bone at a time, coming into a nice U-shaped forward fold of the body. Your feet, feel the tripods of the feet connected to the earth here. Big toe, pinky toe, heel, and just sway from one side to the other. Letting go of any tension you may have felt here first thing in the morning. Maybe you slept a little bit off. Really breathing into how your body feels, noticing how it feels, not judging how it feels, but really just noticing where needs a little bit more length, where needs a little more love. Big inhale, exhale, tuck the tailbone under, roll it up nice and slow, restacking the spine back to that vertical neutral little arch in the low back. Shoulders trickle down away from the ears. Big inhale, reach up, same thing. Exhale, dive into that pool. Chin towards the chest, belly scoops up, core is on, it's active. Think about the back of the belly button traveling up towards the sky as gravity takes the crown of the head down to the earth. Relax your shoulders if they're trying to creep up into the ears. Taking a big inhale here. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone under, start to round up one bone at a time. We're going to take a similar variation here next, just adding a little bit of a side bend. This time as you breathe in, just the left hand travels up towards the sky. You side bend over to the right, your right hand travels down the thigh. Feel the space you've created in the left side of the torso. Roll down the right thigh here. Keep the twist across your spine. Reaching down as far as feels okay for you. Maybe it's to the ankle, the calf, maybe it's all the way to that right foot. You're going to use this feedback, this connection to twist the spine a little bit further here. Really let that twist feel good. Feel the spine waking up, letting it move in multiple directions. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, unravel. Think like a flower blooming. Come first back to that side bend and then all the way up nice and tall. Same thing on the other side. Big breath in, reach up with that right fingertip. Side bend over to the left. Start to round down, starting with the chin, one bone at a time, rolling down that left leg. Using that feedback, finding that twist, letting your spine move naturally. You never want to force anything here, just let things feel good. Taking an inhale. On the exhale, start to unwind, unfold all the way to that side bend. Pause all the way up to standing. Gonna come into some nice hip flexor opening, quad opening stretches here next. We're gonna stay standing. I'm just gonna turn to face the side so that you can see me. You can face whichever direction you wanna face. You're gonna come into a split stance here. So the right foot's gonna step forward. The left foot is gonna step back behind you. Your hips, they're square off, right pointing the same direction as all 10 toes. Notice that on your back foot, whoop, lost my balance there for a second. Your foot's gonna wanna turn out because your calf is most likely tight. Try to keep both feet pointing straight towards the opposite side of the room. You're gonna glue your inner thighs in towards one another. It's gonna help support your balance. Could have used that there a second ago. And you're just gonna bend into that right knee. Now you're gonna think about imprinting the spine, scooping the hips the ribs, lifting those back left toes. You're gonna start to bend the left knee. Think about connecting even more to your core, feeling that nice stretch across that whole front of the left thigh. You're just gonna straighten that left knee back behind you. Lowering down, inhale, bend the left knee. Maybe try to tap it all the way down to the ground. And then sending that left leg out long behind you. Be conscious of your core while you're here. Aiming to send those hips all the way forward as you bend. We're doing one more like this on this side. Breathing through it, stepping that left foot to meet the right, same thing on the other side. Right foot steps back behind you, finding that little lunge stance here. All 10 toes facing forward, hips are square. Think about sending that left thigh bone and locking it back into that left hip. Hands on the hips just helps with balance. Pick a point to stare at will also help you. You're gonna bend that right knee. There's your inhale, there's your stretch. You're gonna exhale to unfold. Press that heel out long. Stretch across the back of the ankle, Achilles there as well. Inhaling to bend the knee. Maybe you tap all the way to the mat. Exhale to unfold. Finding the power across your core while you're here, assisting you with balance, active stretch. So there's just as much work as there is stretch on this exercise. I'm sure you feel it. We're doing 3 more on this side, just like this. Keep on breathing for me here. And then 1 more. You'll straighten that right leg and you'll step back to meet the left. We're gonna come down onto the mat, hands and knees, quadruped position here. Your wrists are going right underneath your shoulders. Your knees, they're going right underneath your hips. We're in that nice neutral spine. Pressing down through the tops of your feet. I want you to imagine that you're lifting up away from the mat here. Cat-cow stretch. Inhale, drop the belly. Crown of the head, tailbone, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, fold, angry Halloween cat, puppeteer. He has the back of your belly button. Pull it high, high, highest. And then drop back into that nice cow shape, breathing in. Exhale, think about folding 1 bone at a time. Use the core to scoop up, finding that round stretch of the spine. Inhale, stretch the front half of the body. Send the heart all the way through the shoulders. Nice proud chest. 2 more rounds here. Filling up on that inhale. Exhaling to curl. Last round here. Fill up on that inhale, proud chest. Exhaling, curl into that angry Halloween cat shape. Find your neutral spine. We're gonna pause. We'll do what's called wag the tail here next. Look over that left shoulder. Think about connecting the left shoulder and the left hip. Your spine stays neutral. Inhale back through center. Exhale, same thing on the other side. Think about connecting your right shoulder to your right hip. Inhaling back through center. Exhaling to switch sides. Go as slow or as quick as your body wants to. Remember that standing side bend we did here earlier. Finding the length on the opposite side of the torso. Finding the space between the hips and the ribs. And savoring that space here. We're doing 1 more in each direction, just like this. Once you're even on both sides, your toes come into center, they touch. Your knees go out as wide as the mat. Nice hip stretch here. You're gonna sit the hips all the way back to those heels. Reach the fingertips as far forward as they'll possibly go. Again, feeling the space between the ribs and the hips lengthen even more. We're gonna take another twist. You'll take the right hand, thread it underneath the left arm. Thread the needle, look past those right fingertips as you twist here. Think about keeping the low body in concrete, wringing out the spine like a wet rag. We're coming back through center. I'm doing the same exact thing on the other side. As you breathe here, feel the space between the shoulder blades get larger. Feel the back half of the body, the rib cage, start to expand. We'll take 1 more breath on this side here. Breathing out through the mouth. And coming back to center, just sway one side to the other. Let the hips start to open up even more while you're here. Keep on breathing for me while you're here. And then we'll roll up, starting with the tailbone, one bone at a time, bringing the rib cage right back up over top of those hips. We're here back on our knees. We're coming into a neutral. I'm just going to turn face you, face whichever direction you want to feel. You're high up on the knees here to start. Your toes, they're tucked under. You want to feel a stretch in the back part of your ankle here. It's just going to give you a little bit more for the stretch. Breath in, hands come up overhead just like they did at the start of class. On the breath out, hands travel to the sides. You're going to sit back like you're sitting in a chair behind you. Send the happy bunny tail, the tailbone back, floating off those heels 1 inch. Big inhale, fill up, grow tall, feel the core connect, turn on the glutes. And then exhale, lower down, sit back in that chair behind you. Inhaling, reach up, turn on the seat as you lift. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more like that. Big inhale, reach up, lift. Exhale, send the seat back, actively reaching the arms to either side. Last one here, big breath in, fill up, glutes turn on, core turns on. Exhale, send it back. Hip seat comes all the way down towards those heels. Untuck the toes, sit back on those heels here. You're gonna take a little chest opener, ignite the back half of the body, the posture. You're gonna bring the arms up to a cactus or a goal posed shape. Feel the fingertips spreading wide. There's energy traveling through each side, all the way out those fingertips. Your neck, it's nice and long. You're gonna take a W stretch here. Big inhale. You're gonna bring the elbows back towards one another, creating this W shape. Your chest is opening. Notice your sternum going up towards the sky. Take the gaze with you. And then bring the arms back to that cactus, look straight forward. It's an inhale to open up the chest, sending the shoulder blades, elbows back for one another. Exhale, sit back up, find that cactus. 3 more like this. Inhale, heart goes up towards the sky. Exhale, looking back through center. 1 more like this. Inhale, heart towards the sky. Exhale, come back through center. We're gonna come into a seated position here next. Take our side bend, our mermaid. Position we come into, it's called a Z-sit. One leg is gonna cross in front of you, and the other leg is gonna fold back so your shin is facing parallel to the front edge of your mat. We're gonna do both sides, so whichever direction you wanna sit first is fine. Both of your hips are very different, so this position might look different from one side to the other. It's totally fine. Mine will, you see. If this isn't comfortable for you, cross legs, Indian style, totally fine. Legs out nice and long in front of you, totally fine. You're bringing your arms up to a T. Same side bend we did at the beginning of class. We're gonna start by tipping over to the left. Once your left hand connects with the mat, bend that elbow. Reach from that right hip all the way out those right fingertips. Intercostals, muscles between the ribs are opening here. Breathe in, pause. Exhale, float back up to that T. Use your core, savor that balance. And then inhale, side bend to the opposite side, counter stretch. Exhale, use the power of your obliques to float up, savor that moment, and then stretch back over to one side. Notice that your hips may be trying to travel up off the mat as you come from side to side. Keep them as anchored as you can, even if that's not all the way touching down towards the mat. Last little set here. Come back up through center, dropping the arms, roll the shoulders back, same thing on the other side. Here's where you're going to see my left hip does not like to connect to the mat, so listen to your body, take what works for you. Your arms come back up to that T. This time we're tipping over to the right side first. As I tip over to the right, I think about anchoring my left hip down as close to the mat as it'll go. I'm bending the right elbow to give me more power, opening the chest, sending the shoulders down away from the ears. Floating back up to that T, use your exhale, support the low back. And then inhaling to take that counter stretch. Really aiming to keep the chest nice and wide the whole time. The shoulders want to creep up into the ears here. Really resist that urge, keeping your neck nice and long. Let this feel good, but the activity across the core is really strengthening those obliques. We're going one more time over to the left. Bring the arms to that T, savor that moment. Drop them down, roll the shoulders back. Beautiful. We're gonna come lying on our back here. Don't fall asleep for me. I know it's early. Once you're lying down on your back, rolling all the way down, you're gonna bring those knees up towards tabletop. So one leg at a time comes to that 90-degree bend, knees right over the hips. You're gonna glue your inner thighs together and bring the arms out to a T. We're taking a spine twist here, big inhale. On the exhale, both knees are gonna drop over to the right. Your gaze is gonna drop over the left shoulder. Keep your inner thighs connected as much as you can. Your shoulders are grounded here. You're wringing out the spine like that wet rag. It's going in two different directions. Coming back through center, there's your inhale. Exhale, twisting to the opposite side. Really keeping the inner thighs glued together is just gonna make this happen from the spine instead of from the legs. Feeling nice long back of the neck. You're also getting a little massage across the base of the skull. Finding the power across your obliques here. Hey, that's where we did that mermaid, found that strength. And then we're gonna go one more time in each direction, bringing it out. Once you're even here on both sides, you're just gonna bring the knees back up through tabletop. You're gonna reach the legs long out towards the opposite side of the room. Arms go long out back behind you. Full body stretch here. Just like we started class, this time we're lying down. Can you stretch an inch further, grow an inch taller than you did standing up? Take a big inhale here. On the exhale, you're gonna bring the knees one at a time in towards the chest. Give yourself a big hug, forehead kisses those knees. On the breath in, you're gonna reach the legs and arms out, long full body stretch. Breath out, curl yourself into that little ball. Breath in, arms and legs go long. Breath out, curl yourself into that little ball. Hold this ball shape. Now press with the shins out into the hands. Press with the hands into the shins. Elbows out nice and wide. You're gonna start to rock yourself forward and back, keeping the integrity of this shape in the core, gaining momentum while you're here, giving your spine a little massage, being conscious never to travel all the way to the neck. And then finally sitting up, give yourself a little balance moment here for 3, for 2, for 1. Congratulations. I hope you feel wonderful, invigorated, ready to take on your day. A little bit lengthened, a little bit strengthened, and I can't wait to see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to Pilates.